Traveler, I advise caution. A corruption has gripped Stonelore Grove, turning the wildlife aggressive and spreading an impurity unlike anything our circle has ever seen. Nature itself has fallen out of balance.
What sort of corruption are you talking about?
That is what I hope to determine. The Archdruid sent me to investigate, but it was all I could do to avoid the once docile creatures of the grove. I found a few pockets of corruption that must be cleansed, but I need another druid to assist me.
You need another druid?
Really, I just need another set of hands. Here, let me mark your map. I'll cast the cleansing spell, then you burn out the impurity. That will temporarily restore the balance while we search for the source. The circle will compensate you, of course.
I'll help you cleanse the corruption.
Let's find a few concentrated areas of corruption. My spells will cleanse the impurities, then you burn them.
Okay. So I need to cleanse the corruption. Oh, this is a cool looking spot. The Rarex. Oh, these are these are actually named NPCs. We gotta go this way.
Why does this make me happy?
Oh, there's one right here. Whoops. Ah, right here.
A corrupted shrub. Burn it with cleansing fire after I cast my spell.
What is that thing? Like a tick.
Corruption spreads throughout the grove. First the plants, then the animals, and now even some druids have been afflicted. The corruption spreads quickly. Burn the corpse while I cast a cleansing spell.
We are the spirit of the grove. We are the evergrowth, and we suck. This druid seeks to help, while another has unbalanced the true way. Aid us, mortal, before the nature that sustains this grove collapses.
Pardon that display.
That was weird.
I've never been forcibly taken over by a spirit of nature before. I wasn't sure if the corruption was connected to the Evergrowth, but now we know. And we know a druid is somehow involved. That troubles me.
What's the Evergrowth?
As I understand it, this grove was deemed sacred by the early druids, but it was also out of balance. They shaped Ifra's laws into a spirit and gave that spirit dominion over the grove. It recognized that I was trying to help it, and reached out.
It also said another druid had unbalanced the true way.
Yes. But is that druid acting out of malice or ignorance? Either way, if the Evergrowth succumbs, then the corruption will increase and spread out of control. We must take this news to the Circle Elders. Meet me in our village.
Okay.
Our village lies at the center of the grove. Once we get there, I will tell the Archdruid and the other elders what we learned.
Center Grove. Alright. Like stacked up rocks over here.
Archdruid, elders, this outsider helped me. And the Evergrowth, it spoke through me.
The spirit of the grove? It hasn't manifested like that in many generations. Are you sure?
Druid Audrine has never given us reason to doubt her observations. Tell us, child, what did the spirit say?
It warned us that nature was out of balance. That a druid was responsible for this trouble.
Out of balance? That explains the corruption. But to blame a druid,
Right now.
I cannot accept that without proof.
Then we will find that proof. Friend, meet me at the Circle's ritual site.
Okay. We need to We druid our drain at the ritual side. This way. Okay. Oh, they have a fissure. They have a fissure.
Over here, my friend. The Circle Elders cannot accept that one of our own may be responsible for this disaster. And I could hear the doubt in their voices concerning the Evergrowth. We need to prove that one of our circle has caused this unbalance.
How do you want to proceed?
Help me investigate. Search the village for any signs that a druid is involved in the corruption. Look in the huts. Ask my fellow druids. Someone or something here will lead us to the source of the corruption. It has to.
What about the Evergrowth?
We'll wait and see if it communicates with us again. If not, I have an idea. But let us try to find the druid responsible for this situation first. I want to determine if this was an accident or a deliberate and reckless act.
Okay. I need to investigate the village. Let's go check it out.
What is it?
There's Druid Milo.
Good gathering, stranger. I do not recognize you, but I know Druid Audrine very well. What may I do for you this day?
Do you know anything about the corruption?
Nothing specific, I'm afraid. Just that the corrupted animals have made foraging in the grove dangerous. Oh, this might interest you. I felt a disturbance emanate from the wards in the Undergrove recently. Like a surge of power went through them.
What's the Undergrove?
The island's volcanic vents create all sorts of underground spaces. The large cavern beneath us is the Undergrove. No one's allowed down there, not without the Archdruid's permission. The wards have something to do with the spirit of the grove.
Spirit of the Grove? You mean the Evergrove?
Yes, the Evergrowth. I'm surprised you know that ancient designation. I believe the wards reinforce the spirit's connection to the grove, but I'm not an expert on that. I can sense them, though. I have an affinity for such things.
Thanks for the information.
The Undergrove? No one but the Archdruid ever goes down there.
Well, it sounds like the Archdruid's up to no good. This is really pretty water.
As a matter of fact, I noticed animals in the grove suffering from an affliction. I mentioned it to Archdruid Agathe, and she said she would look into it.
Thanks for the information. Animals are suffering.
When I spoke to the Archdruid, it seemed like that was the first she heard of the corruption in the grove.
We call upon Free to strengthen the bond between the Evergrowth and our sacred grove. We call upon the Song and Forest to remove the bindings that our spirits have hallowed the land.
A ritual? That's proof that a druid caused this problem. Look, there's a mistake in the second line. They wrote remove instead of restore.
Don't think it's a mistake.
That ritual fetish, it reeks of the same corruptions. I think we have everything we need to convince the Archdruid. Let's review what we discovered.
What do you make of the corrupted fetish we found?
Definitely a druidic ritual fetish. I use such accoutrement when conducting my own rituals. But this one bears the taint that afflicts the grove. This fetish must have been used in the ritual that released the corruption.
What about the restoration ritual?
Whoever scrawled this did so in haste. They made an obvious mistake in the middle verse. It should say restore, but the author wrote down remove. That alone would have disastrous effects when the ritual was performed.
And the two druids we spoke of, what do you think the information they provided?
Someone or something disturbed the wards in the Undergrove, probably when the ritual was performed. And it appears the Archdruid knew about the corruption before I mentioned it, but she acted like she knew nothing.
What's the purpose of the wards?
I don't know all the details, but from what I've been taught, the Evergrowth resides in the Undergrove. The wards connect it to the grove, but also bind it. We need to talk to the Archdruid. She's usually... I'll
Okay.
meet you in the northern part of the grove.
Talk to the Archdruid. Oh, we're by a Sky Shard, too.
The Archdruid? What? Oh no, she's spreading the corruption.
The All-Wither. It's inside me, forcing me to do as it bids.
Where did she go?
Speak with me, mortal. The spirit of the grove has need of you. We are the Evergrowth. The one you sought. She carries the taint of our corruption. We remember her from the Undergrove. She performs a ritual that released this blight upon the land.
This is all the Archdruid's fault?
The Archdruid sought to renew our bindings, but the ancient spells have already frayed. The part of us that is the All-Wither tricked her. She spoke the wrong word. Now, the All-Wither is free to spread its corruption, and the entire grove is in danger.
The Archdruid also mentioned the All-Wither. What is that?
The All-Wither is a part of us, a spirit of nature, called forth and made manifest by the ancient druids. At this sacred grove, the laws of nature are malleable. To strengthen those laws, the druids bound us here. But nature consists of circles.
Circles.
At one end, life. At the other, death. We are both life-nurturing growth and all-withering decay. That part of us is now free. And once the corruption fully takes hold, the Evergrowth will be gone. Only the All-Wither will remain. Will you help us?
What do you need me to do?
Tell the druids what we have said. They summoned and bound us in the past. They must be able to do so again. But urge them to hurry. The corruption consumes us. Soon, we shall not be able to stave off the All-Weather.
I'll tell the druids.
No matter how many times that happens, I am not sure I will ever get used to that. Return to the village, and tell the elders what the Evergrowth said. I'll join you momentarily. Elder Karik, we have troubling news concerning the Archdruid.
Slow down, Audrine. Tell us what happened.
The Evergrowth confirmed she performed the binding ritual, but she made a mistake. She released the All-Wither.
The Archdruid is responsible for the corruption? And she released the All-Wither? Oh, the grove is doomed!
The Evergrowth is here and willing to help. In exchange for certain considerations. The Archdruid has returned to the Undergrove. Even now, the All-Wither compels her to speed up the spread of corruption so it can consume us. In our weakened state, we cannot stop the All-Wither from becoming the prominent spirit of the grove.
You said you could help us stop this.
We can, but only if you and this druid break the remaining wards that bind us to this place. That will allow us to recover enough of our power to restore the balance and return the All-Wither to its proper location in the circle.
Before you asked to get rid of the druids, restore your bindings. Now you want us to break them?
The All-Wither moves quickly. Already we can feel ourselves weakening, losing cohesion. The remaining shreds of our bindings have been corrupted and add to our pain. If you set us free, we can pull energy from the uncorrupted grove and aid you.
Without the wards to bind you here, won't you abandon the grove?
We are the spirit of the grove. We maintain the balance and keep the true way. We know our duty and our responsibility. Trust us. Together, we can end the corruption and return the grove to its natural state. But decide quickly. We do not have long.
Elders, allow us to enter the Undergrove and do as the Evergrowth asks. We can't let the Allwither become the dominant. The Spirit wants us to enter the Undergrove and release its bindings. It claims that will allow it to overcome the
How do we get to the Undergrove?
The entrance I am aware of is in the northern part of the grove. I will meet you there. I have never been in the Undergrove, my friend. I have no idea what we might encounter down there. So be on your guard and ready for anything.
What do we do once we're there?
We find the corrupted wards. I cleanse them and you break them, much as we did in the grove.
Okay. Sounds for the usual. Wait, where are we at? Okay. Enter the Undergrove. It's a long side quest. The Undergrove. Cool beans.
Magical wards bind the spirit to the grove. We need to find those wards, cleanse them, and destroy them. I'll cleanse the wards, then you destroy them.
The Allwither is the natural end of all things. Corruption and decay are inevitable.
A fight? Good. They made their choices, so be it.
All the land shall wither and die.
I do not sense any additional wards out here. The central chamber should now be accessible. Let us go and set the spirit free.
Okay, central chamber.
The final ward is somewhere in here. Find it and destroy it.
Do we kill her?
Are the Allwither? This grove, you cannot resist our corruption.
You have destroyed the corrupted wards, and our strength returns. Balance shall be restored to the grove.
Let's return to the village and tell the elders the good news.
Oh, look how cool this looks. Like a water slide. Alright, I go back to the grove. They really made this high isle look really awesome. They did a good job with the aesthetics. the landscape.
You did as we asked. We shall do the same. The All-Wither is back where it belongs, as a natural part of our circle. Balance has been restored.
Thank you.
You and this druid have our thanks, mortal.
The Evergrove.
You trusted us, and now the balance of nature has been restored.
What happened to the old wither?
The All-Wither is a part of us, just as death is a part of life. Two parts of the same circle. They are back where they belong, in the natural order. And we are where we are needed, maintaining the balance of this sacred grove.
The corruption is gone?
There may still be corrupted wildlife about, but the druids can deal with that. Otherwise, know that the danger has passed. We mourn the loss of the Archdruid, but we are grateful for everything you did, mortal. May your harvest never falter.
The Evergrowth says the grove is safe now. It will continue to perform its sacred duty.
For now. I just hope we don't regret removing the binding wards. I guess we'll have to wait and see.
Adventurer, it pains me that we weren't able to save the Archdruid. It really appears that the All-Wither took control of her without her consent or knowledge.
What happens now?
Now? Now we try to return to normal. The grove won't be the same without the Archdruid, but we'll make do. Of course, our relationship with the
really good pants
Evergrowth
for us,
needs to
too.
change as it isn't bound anymore. Oh, this is for you. From our circle, with thanks.
Alright. That was the corrupted
In
grove.
light of all that has happened, Audrine, we would like to make you a Circle Elder and Mediator with the Evergrowth.
Druid Audrine, an elder, and mediator to the... Oh, very well.
An elder? And the mediator? I don't know what to say.
I hope you'll say yes. You proved yourself and demonstrated a singular rapport with the spirit of the grove. Will you take on these responsibilities?
Yes, of course. Thank you.
Alright, interesting. Well, that was the corrupted grove.